Good evening. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am Rochelle, and this is Brampton Gardener. And first one in the door, Lioncrest. Nice to see you, Q. How is it going tonight? Hope you're having a good evening. It's been hot this week. The garden is kind of glad I went out and got it some water, but everything's going pretty good. Tomato harvest is coming in beautifully, so that's exciting. So tonight, on the agenda, I will be giving away 5 snapdragon seeds to 5 separate lucky winners. I'm going to do a quick little review over some of the seed swapping information that I gave you last week, and a bit more about seed saving, seed swapping, and some amazing opportunities out there for education purposes and how to start like your own seed library. The importance of seed saving in this time that we are living in. This is something that was done for generations, thousands of years. Farmers, gardeners swapped seeds, shared seeds. There were no seed companies selling seeds per se. This was how it was done. This was how people perpetuated and created like these heirloom varieties that they passed on from generation to generation. And so the importance of that is, especially, we live in times that we don't know. Sometimes it's hard to get seeds. So if you have a local area, a local seed bank, a local seed library, where you're not relying on ordering something from the internet or from another country, it gives you a lot more sense of sustainability in your area and in your agricultural and growing, and it provides a sense of community as well in your area. So going over the things from last week, we talked about different seed swaps. The easiest way to join a seed swap is just to go on Facebook, or if you have like a Nextdoor app or something like that, and you just go on there and you just type in the name of your city, you type in seed swap. You can go by country, you can go by region. I'm here in Canada. I've done a lot of just Canadian only seed swaps due to the cost of postage going across the border. It's quite pricey. So hello, Scott and the Brums, and hello, Edward Smart. Thank you so much for joining us. So hopefully you have all gone and commented on the Snapdragon video, because then you will be entered into the draw. Oh, we've got some new Chatelaine. Thank you so much for coming. And Miss Nicole Smith, what's up? Seeds are up. The seed drop. Very exciting. And you do not have to be here to win. I guess I should have mentioned that. Oh, and I should do my little disclaimer right now, right? Like, this is a seed giveaway. It has nothing to do with YouTube. I am not being sponsored by anyone. These are seeds that I picked from my garden. You did not have to pay anything to enter the draw to win. This is the disclaimer complete. Thank you very much. Little Garden on the Prairies. Hello, Saskatchewan. Thank you so much for coming. Hi, Tasha. How are you? Welcome, everybody coming in. So just raise your hand or comment in the chat, I guess. You can't really raise your hand. Comment in the chat if you have done seed swaps in the past, or if this will be like your first year, if you're excited about trying some seed swaps. So the things I kind of talked about last year is just making sure that labeling. Honestly, I've gotten seed packets in all different shapes, sizes, containers. I don't care what you want to send it in, as long as it arrives to me safely and you've labeled what is in. Rookie, yay! That was me last year. And then I did a few, and then I did a few more. And I think by the end of November, I had done like 56 seed swaps. So I went from rookie to pro in like a couple of months. So yeah, kind of crazy, but you know me, jump in with both feet, right? So I did want to just mention, I talked last time about different containers to send seeds in. You can buy these like craft, that one's all wrinkled. You can buy these craft envelopes. I bought these at the dollar store. They were 10 for $1. I found a better deal online, so I did order them, and they're supposed to be delivered next Tuesday. I just got a thing in the mail saying it'll be delivered on Tuesday. So I bought, I think it was 300 of these for $13. So I didn't think that was too bad. So we have that option. We also have the little plastic baggie option, which works great. Keep in mind when sorry, it's clear. It's like floating in the ocean. Okay, the ghost baggie. A couple of things with a bag like this. Keep in mind that depending on what kind of marker you use, it could rub off and smudge. I had a few that were a little hard, but I knew what I was getting, so it wasn't a big deal, and I kind of went over them with my own Sharpie. So you can write it on there with a Sharpie, test it out, see if it smudges. You can always just write it on a little piece of paper as well and just stick it inside the baggie. If you are using a baggie and not something made out of paper like this or the ones that you can print out that I showed you last week, and I have the links to those, I think, on my website, on the other live. Make sure these are dry. Dry. You dry your seeds out. Some seeds are drier than others. Some seeds are, have a bit more moisture naturally in them. Keep in mind your environment as well, right? Like if it's super humid in your house and you put your seeds in there and you close it up, you could have a little bit of moisture in there. So what you can do is you can make sure they're really, really dry, and you can add a little bit of rice into the packet, just, a few, just to kind of help with the moisture. It also helps protect the seeds so they don't get crushed as well, right? So as anyone else pop in yet? No? Okay. As Gigi likes to call these little dime bags, because apparently back in the day, people used to put dimes in little clear bags for some reason. Weird. So anyways, we are moving on. I will show one more way to send seeds. If not dry, the seeds might germinate. Oh, and then there's that. Yes, I hadn't even thought of that. I was thinking more of them molding, but that's a good point. They could germinate as well. I'm going to show you one more way that you can send seeds. And I had never, I'd done seed swaps. Like I said, I'd done a number of them. I had seen all different varieties of seeds. And thank you, Tasha. You got my joke. Thank you. I did a seed swap in the spring with a friend of mine from the sewing board, and she didn't really, I don't know if she's done a lot of seed swaps or not, but this is how her seeds arrived. And it was a paper towel like this. And she stuck the seeds. And I don't know if you can see on the back, there's still a few seeds, I didn't use all of them. Oh, nope. Oh, technical difficulties, we can't see them. Okay, there's still a few seeds there. So I'm going to just try and peel this off carefully. So you just peel this off, and look, there's the seeds. They stick to the tape. You stick them on here. At first I was like, what the heck? And then as I started to use them, I was like, this is brilliant. So I sent her a bunch of seeds back. I mean, that's a lot of seeds that she sent, right? I sent her a bunch of seeds back. She wanted some flowers and whatever. And I did this method, and oh my God, it was so much faster than all of the little baggies. So this year, if I'm doing just a handful of swaps and I have the bags ready to go, I'll probably use the bags. But if you want 6 or more varieties of seeds from me, do not be shocked and horrified if you get this. I like it because they're not going to stay moist. They can, the paper towel will help keep them dry. And then what I do is I just store them in my specimen bags. I'll show the other side. I just store it in the plastic bag like this, and I actually don't really even seal the bags all the way. I just kind of leave them open. So this is my pepper seed bag. And yes, I work with my husband. We do a lot of jobs for doctor's offices, dentist office. We do drywall taping and stuff like that. And they were throwing out a ton of these brand new, sterile specimen, the bags and the jars. They were sealed at the time. They were throwing out a huge bag of them. And I was like, oh, I can use that for seeds. So I don't put food in this. These were never used before. I know it's a little gross and creepy, but whatever. It's kind of like when we used to go to the park with the picnic, and we had a cooler that we got at the secondhand store. And it said, it was first aid on the side, and it says live organs inside or whatever. So people were a little creeped out that I was using that for my lunch bag. But I'm like, hey, it's a good cooler, right? Hey, Kiki, thank you for coming in. That is very similar to buying seed tape. Yeah, I think the seed tape is more for when you're planting it, but yeah, exactly. It's the same idea. So the seed tape thing is, I thought it was brilliant, but so it might not be as easy. Like for me, these were all peppers that she gave me. And so it goes in my pepper bag. So if it was a variety of different things and I like to keep kind of my seeds together by group, then it might be a little trickier. I could cut them up at that point, right? Okay, so I think we have enough people in the chat. How about we do our first giveaway? So I am going to click on my little randomizer over here. I'm going to refresh it in case anyone has popped in and added a comment on that video. And we shall see. And of course, now it's not going to load. Okay, hold on. So anyone here, you guys like the tape idea? What are you guys going to plan on using? Well, I get this working. Tell me what you plan on using for. Are you going to use the little dime bags? Are you going to use paper bags? Are you maybe going to go out on a limb and try the tape method, right? So yeah, honestly, I don't care how they get to me as long as I know exactly what the seed is, and that it has arrived and it's not been crushed and it's not, you know, moldy or anything. Okay, so I've got that in there, and I am not going to be doing any duplicates, right? So if you won, you're not going to be able to win again. I'll just respin the thingy-majiggy because it's the same seed. You're not going to want. Here we go. Allow. We're going to screen share that. We got it up there. Yay. Okay, so just look right down here in this window. I'm going to click the start button and we'll see who is our first winner. RB the Garden Nanny, Renee. Hopefully she makes it into the chat later today, but you do not have to be in the chat to get the seeds. That is our first seed giveaway. All right, so I'm just going to write that down. I mean, I'll probably remember, but just in case. All right. You have 4 more chances to win. You just bought some seed envelopes. Good job, Kiki. Mine are coming. I ordered some online. Mine are coming on Tuesday. I'm excited. And now I was looking on like washi tape and all these really pretty, you know, like stickers. And yeah, and then I was like, hey, stop, because I'm going to go down I have a slight craft obsession. If you don't know that about me, I like anything craft related, washi tape, stickers, scrap. I was into scrapbooking, then I got into sewing, and then I got into gardening, and then I just, like, I can get lost in Michael's for hours. And so anyways, okay, so keeping up, I want to switch over now to this website. So I'm very excited. I figured out how to do this like screen sharing thing. So I'm feeling very, provided I can, I have to click on it. And then I can share it. So I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to show it to you, and it's not allowing me to show that website. I'm going to put the link into the thingy here, and then I'm going to click on it, and like it wants to show my entire screen. I don't want to do the entire screen. It was doing it earlier, so let me see. Maybe I just have too many things open. And maybe then it will give me a chance to is it going to show it now? I'm so sorry about this. I had it all up and running and it was working really good earlier. So it's going to go just to that one. Oh, there we go. It was just lying to me about the thing. Okay, so this website, this is a YouTube channel called Richmond Grows Seed Lending Library. And last year, oh, let me just check multitasking. Bought some seed envelopes. You did buy some tiny envelopes on my first washi tapes. I've never heard of those before this past month. Do not get sucked into the washi tapes. They're so pretty and they're so fun. And I have a bunch of them and I never really know what to do with them. So putting them on the seed envelopes is a perfect idea. Okay, back to this website here on the right-hand side. There's a link I just put into the chat. I will add it to the comment section below this as well. So last, I want to say August, September, I signed up for this live webinar class, whatever. It was put on by this company, this group in California. It was as you can see, it was 2 hours and 10 minutes long. And she breaks down the how to save seeds, the difference between heirloom seeds and hybrid seeds, cross-pollination, the importance of seeds. Like, it was a very, very in-depth, excellent video. I have it marked right here at 54 minutes because this from 54 minutes is when she starts and goes into the actual, like, each I'm going to hit mute on that because it's not going to come through properly. It goes and through like each variety of plants, right? So here she's talking about dill and how it can cross with carrots and fennel, right? So this part is mainly about keeping the purity of each type, how far apart you need to plant plants, how many of each variety of plants you should have and be pulling seeds from. So I didn't realize that, especially from, this is probably more important, like, you know, it's good information if you're seed swapping. Like, all information is great. The more you know, the better. But especially if you are going to be selling seeds and you want to make sure that you are, you know, giving your customers the best seeds, the best germination rates and all of this. So like on this screen here, she's talking about the wheat. It's self-pollinated, population size, like for your home. 1 plant is fine. For a community, 5 to 10 plants. So how many plants you should be picking seeds from. So like, let's say you have a tomato plant and, you know, you pull seeds. The more, you know, if you have like, say 10 mortgage lifter tomato plants and you pull seeds from each of those 10 plants, you're going to have a better selection of seeds than if you just pull it all from 1 plant. Right. So what she does is she goes into explaining kind of the list. There's kind of like a standard number for each kind of seed. Right. So here you can say, like, for home, for radishes, you should be pulling it from 5 different plants. For community, 20 to 50. Right. So she breaks it all down. It's very interesting. It's very well done. After the webinar, they just uploaded the entire video to YouTube. So you'll see her in the top hand corner and she's explaining it all. They have a website and they do have like the seed library there in California, and they do take donations. I don't know if it's donations of money or if seeds as well. Another website, well, I have this up here. This is one that they link to, and this one is called seedlibraries.weebly.com. Join Upbeat. So it's all about seed libraries, how to start one. This one's kind of basic. This one here is another website called Rocky Mountain Seed Alliance. They do different seed saving schools. So there are 3 different kinds of seed schools. They have like live, like in person. I believe they're in Colorado. You can go in for the day. They have this program here, which is $40. I am not affiliated. I have not taken the class. I've just kind of read up about it, and it was recommended in that last video from the seed saving lady. She recommended joining or, you know, investigating the Rocky Mountain Seed Alliance group at that time. So this is an online course that is $40. And it is a groundbreaking online educational course that will teach you how to create local seed systems rooted in the ancient tradition of seed saving. Practiced by farmers and gardeners for thousands of years, seed saving strengthens food security at the community level and empowers people to reclaim sovereignty of their food supply. Students will walk away from this innovative learning experience with the knowledge and inspiration to start their own independent seed initiatives, such as community seed libraries and exchanges, seed growers cooperatives, heirloom seed business, and participatory plant breeding projects. So if you are interested in selling seeds, I would definitely recommend maybe taking this class or another class online. Last fall, oh, I forgot to pop it on my fancy seed. So here, this is another great website. This is a Canadian website, Seeds of Diversity. So this is a seed library from Canada, and who we are, what we do. It's all about, I think this one also has some classes on how to set up like a local seed library or seed exchange if you want. You might already have one in your area. So I'm in Brampton, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. And I'm in what's called the region of Peel. So in the US, you have like your counties. I can't even think what it's called. You have counties, we have regions. So I'm in the region of Peel, and my region consists of 3 cities. So it's Caledon, Brampton, and Mississauga. Caledon has a seed library in the actual library. Mississauga just started a seed library last year. And the city of Toronto has a seed library. Brampton, however, does not have a seed library. So I did contact the Horticultural Society of Brampton and asked them, what's up? Why don't we have a seed library yet? And they were like, I don't know. So I will probably get in touch with them again, maybe this winter. I think probably they're just kind of waiting for all of this stuff to fizzle out and get back. Hopefully at that point, they will allow us to also have a seed library here in Brampton, which would be very nice, especially for people that are really wanting to start making, starting a garden, start growing their food, especially if food prices go up like they're saying they might. So that's kind of scary here, because a lot of our food gets trucked up from the States because we do not have a great winter climate for growing a lot of our food in the winter. We do have a lot of greenhouses, though, that people do. They do grow lettuce and all of that year round. So hey, Precious, thanks for joining. And hey, Monica Katie's Garden, welcome, welcome, welcome. So does anyone have any questions about anything I've said so far about like the seed schools? I don't know. This one sounds kind of interesting. It's kind of something that might be interesting to do in the wintertime. I don't know if this goes into as much about like the actual how to save the seeds, or if it's more focusing on like setting. I think it's more focusing on setting up. So there are other schools that they offer. There's a grain school. There's a seed school teachers. They have meetups. They also take, I believe, donations. So that's, see here, Million Seed Savers. So there are different like links on this. This is a great resource. I will just pop that link down in the chat. So last year I was very, very grateful. There were two wonderful ladies over in a Canadian seed swap. One is Christine. She has a company where she does sell seeds as well, Christine Seeds, and her friend Heather, and they set up a kind of two separate, Christine handled like the flowers, and Heather handled the tomatoes and the peppers. So basically it was just the two of them. They went into the seed swap group and said, hey, we want to set this up. If anyone has any seeds that they want to donate to get this started. So they had quite a few donations. They had a really nice list of seeds. So I ended up checking out the Dwarf Gold Pearl and the Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye. I got 3, and I can't remember what the other one was that I got from them specifically. So basically they send me, I think I got 10 seeds. And I'm supposed to send back, once I've grown my seeds, I grow them out, and I'm going to be sending back, I think, 60 seeds, something like that. I can't remember. It's said on the thing. I'll mark it down. So each seed swap or seed library or seed bank that you get involved with, they're each going to have their own set of rules. And so just make sure you read the fine print and that you follow through on your end of it. Now, if you are any of these and you promise seeds to someone, or you're supposed to be giving seeds, and stuff happens, like pests can come in and destroy your crops. You can have a drought. You can have too much rain. You can, like, stuff happens. And more often than not, people are more sympathetic than you think. And they're just sad that it actually, that you didn't get the harvest that you wanted from that, rather than being upset. Oh, you're supposed to give me these seeds or whatever, right? So these ladies, I was hoping to have one of them on with me, but they're a little camera shy. And one of them was going through some trying times, right? So I did not want to push the issue with them as well. But if they do give me any more information or feedback, and if you're interested in that, if you're interested in setting up your own seed library, then there's tons of resources out there. I'm sure there's YouTube channels and YouTube videos dedicated to that, and to try to find something local. If you don't have anything local, then maybe think about setting something up. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Let me just look and make sure I did not forget anything. So one more thing I was going to mention is that I can't type. Last year through my library here, I went to my library, I clicked on the e-learning button, and we are allowed free classes through Gale. This is not the right Gale, I don't think. But right here, they have a gardening and horticultural class, but no Gale. I'm going to have to go through my library. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I just go to Brampton Library, and then I click on the e-learning. And I know some places they're allowed to take like 3 or 4 classes through the year from them. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Ricky. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Or our library, we're allowed like unlimited classes through the the website. So here we go. It's online classes. It's from Gale.com. And I took 2 different classes in January. So I did the Start Your Own Edible Garden, and I did the course here on growing plants for fun and profit. They were free classes. They were 6 weeks long. Each week you get 2 lessons, Wednesday and Friday it comes out. It's a few chapters to read. It's a little questionnaire. There is a test at the end, and you get this little, I should have brought it in. You get this little certificate that says you have completed the course. So check and see if your local library has any of these free e-learning classes. If not, and you had to pay for something, I have no idea how much these would cost, but there's, you know, there's Craftsy, there's what's the one they are always offering on Facebook, Masterclass or whatever. I don't know if anyone's ever taken any of those, but it's kind of something that could be kind of fun, interesting to do in the wintertime and to brush up on your skills. I found the growing plants for fun and profit was very interesting. It is based more on setting up your own like little nursery. So for me, I was like, oh, I'm going to do some seedlings this spring. I might try and sell them. So I took the class, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is like pretty hardcore, like setting up your own nursery, right? Like if you have, you know, 50 square feet and you have, you know, how many 1-gallon cans can you put in a, oh, it's like, oh my gosh. Okay. So they really broke it down. They had a lot of great information. So Broke Farmer and Edward are saying hello to me and to each other. All right. So I think it's time for another random winner. Hopefully we see RB. Here's a winner who's coming up. Monica Katie. Yay. And she's in the chat. That makes it even more exciting. I will write your name down. So just make sure if you are a winner tonight. I forgot to type this in. I don't know why. I always have a hard time with Gardener. I always switch my my N and my E. Like this hand's faster than this hand. All right. So yay, Monica. So just send me just email me down below at bramptongardener@gmail. You want some snappies? Yay. So keep in mind these snapdragons. What zone are you in, Monica? I can't remember what zone you're in. These are considered a hardy plant, and you can, in a lot of zones, actually start them when you get them. And even if they're small like this, you can kind of plant them out and let them overwinter, and then in the spring they will come back. That, or you want to plant them, you want to start the seeds 12 weeks before your last frost date. Okay, so yeah, you're like, okay, so 6B, right, okay. So my last frost date last year was in May 9th. So that means that I was able to plant my seeds at the end of March. I mean, seedlings at the end of March, because snapdragons can take a frost, they can take snow, they can take a freeze. They're very, very hardy. So that means if I planted them out in March, that means I was starting them. I think I started them in February. You can check and see. I have a link to Cool Flowers. Winter sowing works really good. Well, it worked really good for me the first year. It was amazing. Last year, it did not work for me because we dropped the jug right after I planted them. Like literally after we were done filming, I cut the camera and the jug tipped over, and I straightened it up, and I was like, oh, and it did not, like, the seeds, they got buried too far down below. They did not do well. So they do good winter sowing, but put them out. Yeah, put them out early, like in February or March. And don't worry about the frost, the freeze. And mine actually overwintered last year. They came back from the same stalks, if you saw the video, and they also reseeded. So all those snapdragons that you see in my backyard in the pictures, I didn't plant any of those this year. I started some this year as well to plant out, but those I ended up putting all in like the front or in containers. So is this, no, I'm trying to find the one with all the snapdragons, but nope. It's somewhere in here. Nope. You will just have to go and watch my latest garden tour. Because yeah, they either self-seeded or came back. So I was extremely excited about that, because I I absolutely love them. They're great. Oh, I forgot that I still have this up here. I can remove that. There we go. Just a black screen. And I just got to open my other page back up. There we go. Okay, so has anyone here, I'm just going to ask if anyone here has ever, like, do you know if your location has a seed bank? Do you have a seed bank at your local library? Have you looked it up? Have you typed in seed bank, seed library? Like, it's super easy to do. I'll just show you, right? Like, you can just add, you can just go seed library, if you can type, near me. Boom. And then look here, seed library locator on the map. And I can click that and, oh, wow. Well, you know, there's a bunch of seed libraries all over. So look at that. That's pretty cool. South America, you need to get on the ball with your seed libraries. Even Alaska, look at that. Even in Fairbanks, there's a seed library in Fairbanks, Alaska. Good for them. Good for them. But here you go. I'm actually not seeing a whole lot in Canada on this map. Do you see that? There's a few, not too many. We need to get on the ball, Canadians. Yeah, look at over here. Nothing. Wow. Lots of opportunity for my Canadian gardeners out west. Looks like there's some in the eastern parts here. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Also, you can check too if you, yeah, look it up in your, no, see, well, there you go, broke. It's opportunity. And if you saw my, this link here, I don't know if you were in the chat when I showed this one here, there is a Seed School 101 if you are interested in starting a seed bank in your area. This is a class that you can take to help you get it all set up like that. Not many near me at all. No. So it's interesting. Like, this is probably like people that have just registered with it. You might actually have one in your local library and they just haven't actually stuck it on there, right? I got my own seed bank, about 700 packs. Well done, Carpenters. Self-reliance. Where are you from, Mr. or Mrs. Carpenter? Are you Canada, US? There's people from all over. Oh, sorry about that. Has anyone tried these? I don't know if you have them in the States. The AHA. It's like the sparkling water. There's no sugar, no sodium, no added anything. Sparkling beverages. This is the orange grapefruit one, and it actually tastes exactly, to me, just like the San Pellegrino red, what's it called, the ruby red grapefruit, or blood orange, the blood orange. And that one has like 160 calories and a bunch of sugar in it, so I never buy it. And this one doesn't. It's guilt-free, so it tastes just like it, but not sweet. Also, not sponsored yet. No. Not that I'm looking for any sponsors. How do you organize it? Can we ask, like, how do you store this? Like, do you have a special room? You know, one thing I did see, I know people are always looking for storage ideas. Right now, I just kind of have some of those like big, kind of the bin boxes for stuff that you can get like at Michael's or Winners, things like that. I just kind of put all my stuff in there. But I know a lot of people, especially if you are interested in, you know, preserving your seeds and making sure, you know, it's watertight, and if you're going more like the prepping route and you want to make sure that they're protected, they use like the ammo storage. South Carolina. Oh, nice. Nice warm climate down there. What, zone A? Yeah, they use like the ammo storage. And I noticed when I was at Princess Auto, they had like the containers. It was like 5, I think, ammo storage containers in a container thing for like $25. So it would keep it dry, keep it, you know, especially if you want to have like a special stash of seeds, and you are worried about, you know, especially if you're in an area with any like natural disasters where you get floodings, tornadoes, stuff like that, it might want to be, you know, a little more safe than just me and my cardboard box, but whatever, right? Who's up for another seed giveaway? So we have 3 This will be number 3. We're picking another winner. I need some better music. Chainbreaker's Garden. I don't think he's in the chat yet, but I will write that down. Yay. I'm hoping that, yeah, I know some of the, I haven't had any problems with my snapdragons in like the heat of summer, but in some of the warmer climates, they kind of peter out a little bit in the summer, but then they come back once the weather goes down as well. Precious, me, I don't know. Oh, you're rooting for you. Sorry. Better luck next time. We have 2 more. We have 2 more giveaways. Don't worry. Don't worry. So, Broke, are you still here? I had a few thoughts. He was talking in his live about some awards, YouTube gardening awards things. So yeah, I had a few ideas. Like I made a list of, you know, just throwing it out there because I absolutely love nothing. Well, nothing. There are things, but I love a good brainstorming session. This is one of the reasons why I am a valuable member of several pattern testing groups. Not because I'm great at sewing, not because I'm good at all at like editing or proofreading anything. I'm terrible at that. But I am good at brainstorming, and I am good at making every possible mistake so that when I can, you know, dummy proof the patterns for them. So, yeah, if anyone, I think it sounds like it'll be a fun idea. Giving away a few of those. So let me see what else I had on my list for, I think that was it. I think that was it for, I mean, there's only so much you can say about seed libraries. There are, another thing is if you're not really interested in the selection that they have, because I do notice when I looked at the one in Caledon here, it was pretty basic, right? Like it was just a handful of just, you know, pretty generic vegetables, tomatoes, cucumbers, things like that, which are great if you need that. But if you're not interested in, because, you know, you get your Baker Creek catalog and you're like, ooh, I have to have pink celery. So if you're not as interested in maybe withdrawing from the seed banks or the seed libraries, you can always donate. So if you get to the end of the year and you have a bunch of seeds left over and you've done your swaps and it's more than you will be using, especially if you're growing like loofah, each loofah that you harvest has like 1,000 seeds. Like it's got so many seeds in there. I had so many extra last year that I did donate quite a few of my loofah seeds to a couple different places, and one of them was the seed bank, the Canadian seed bank there for flowers. I donated some jelly melon. I donated cucamelon. Hello, Coffee Angel Crafts. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. A new sub. Well, thank you so much for coming to the channel. I do see you over in Joe's channel, and he was exactly what I was going to bring up next, was our very own Joe from Garden State Gardener. If I'm sure everyone here has been in his lives, he gives away a ton of seeds each week, and if you have extra seeds, even like maybe packages of seeds you've bought and you're not going to use them, or you know, you get that Baker Creek order in and you get that free seed and it's something you're like, I will never grow this. Or if it's just something you have a lot of extra, consider donating it to Joe, Garden State Gardener. If you don't have his channel or information, you can ask me and I can, oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am at like, what, 356? I think on my last live, which was 2 weeks ago, I was at like 280. And my goal for the end of June had been to, end of July, had been to hit 300 subs. And hi, Raven Cat. How are you? Thanks for joining. And it was like 11:30 on the 31st of July, and I had 299 subscribers. And I was like, yay-ish. Like, it's so close. And I was thrilled to be there. And then I kind of whined about it in one of my YouTube groups, and one of my lovely friends joined and pushed me over that. And then 2 weeks later, I'm now at 356. So I'm like just blown away. And so I'm thinking of doing a nice little thank you giveaway when I hit 500. And it could be kind of exciting. I'm thinking merch. Just something, maybe a t-shirt. I don't know. Something like that. I'm working on it. I have a neighbor who actually makes shirts. She has a little business that she sells shirts that she makes. She does like the vinyl or something on it. So thinking of having her whip up something, and I think that could be kind of fun. I don't know. I will actually get this off. Let's do one more. We'll do one more giveaway. We're going to pick another winner. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully it's someone in the chat. Wicked Awesome Gardener Danny. She's not here yet. She had a big bad storm today. I think she was complaining about driving through. So I will have to put down. There we go. There we go. All right. So how is everyone doing this week? Any big harvests? My tomatoes are every day I'm going out and I'm grabbing like 2 or 3 nice big juicy tomatoes. We have been having tomato sandwiches. We've been having tomatoes on our breakfast. We've been having tomatoes everywhere. And I made the tomato confit, not Kiki's recipe, but she posted in her group, Urban Girl Gardening. If you don't follow her and you're not in her group over on Facebook, go join. It's really fun. Lots of nice pictures in there. And next time, post your recipe. I had to go on Pinterest. And then I went on Pinterest and I pinned like, I don't know, a ton of different tomato recipes. So I did title it Harvest. Oh, you know what? I was going to share that. If anyone wants, I was titling like Harvest recipes because I got so many recipes on there, but like things like bringing in from the garden. Monica, yay! Your first tomato plants, your first tomatoes. You're planting some new ones along. Oh, nice. Oh no, you got to pull them out. And you're okay. So you have time for a second. Sorry. This is my not jealous face that you have time for a second round of tomatoes. And Nicole, your habaneros finally turned orange. Yay. That's great. I know sometimes you sit there and you're just staring at them, willing them. They're like, how long can you stay green? Raven Cat harvested some beans and herbs today. Very nice. No one asked for the recipe. I did. I asked for the recipe, but I asked for it and then I went immediately onto Pinterest because I wanted to make it right away. I didn't want to have to wait. You'll see how it goes. All right. Well, when is your sorry, I'm like messing with the chair. When is your first frost in let me see. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. I forgot to put my ticker on. I got the ticker going. You're gonna see how it goes? Yeah, let us know. Let us know. That'd be exciting. Yeah, my tomatoes are pretty much just kind of getting started. Like last week was the first week I was really pulling in. Our frost is in. Nice, nice. Ours, like we can get like, I don't know. Our weather has been quite weird. The last few years we have been like really, really quite warm, like t-shirt weather into like halfway through October. And then of course it always gets cold like a few days before Halloween. It's like, why couldn't we have this weather, you know, on Halloween? But we've had like in Canada here, we have Thanksgiving in October. It's like usually like the second Monday or whatever in October. And the last few years, like we can have Thanksgiving outside. Like it's amazing. It's been so warm. And then there's other years where we've had snow. You know, we can get a frost or a freeze at the end of September, like out of nowhere sometimes. So that can be kind of frustrating, right? So November 1st. Yeah. November is, yeah. I mean, that's fairly decent. Especially if you have a short day variety. Like I grew the moneymakers. Like I'm growing 12 different varieties. 3 cherry tomatoes, 2 of which are dwarf. Okay. I'm not growing 3 cherry tomatoes. I thought I was growing 3 cherry tomatoes. And my absolute favorite tomato of all time to grow is the chocolate cherry tomato. And I put it at the end, closest to the deck. And it started to produce some fruit. And then they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, those are not chocolate cherries. So all of a sudden I had these like perfectly round little red tomatoes about the size of like a little bit bigger than a golf ball. I'm like, yeah, those are not the chocolate cherry tomatoes. They're turning bright red. I think they are the money makers because I have money makers a little bit farther down the line. So I don't know what happened. My labeling somehow must have gone astray, but fortunately, other people that I did give the cherry tomatoes to in my seedling sale and the seed swap I did, they actually have chocolate cherry tomatoes. So for some reason, I messed it up somehow. I don't know how it happened, but I was trying to be very careful with my labeling. But whatever. So I don't have the chocolate cherry, so I only have 11 varieties of tomatoes. But the money makers, and I can see why it's called a money maker, because this thing it produced early. It was my first ones to go red. There's a handful of them every day. They are the most, I should have brought one up here. They are the most perfect looking tomato. Like, it literally looks like my little pincushion. Like, it's rounder than that. Like, it's perfectly round, red, no marks, no nothing on it. Like, it's the kind of tomato you would expect to see at a grocery store. The flavor is good. Like, it's not blow your mind, like, amazing, but I mean, it's good, it's consistent. If I was selling like a farmer's market or something, I would definitely be growing some of these money makers because the name does not lie. Oh, I should get this off the screen. Sorry. I'm so used to just seeing the smaller version anyways. You're going to be planting fall peas in about a week. Nice. I planted my fall peas a week or a week and a half ago. Might have been a little early. I don't know. I just kind of got, I was like, oh, I got to get these in. And then I put them in water. And then, of course, once you put them in water, what are you going to do? Hey, Joe, welcome, welcome. So, yes, if you don't know Joe from Garden State Gardener, this was the guy I was saying, if you have extra seeds and you want to donate to his seed giveaways that he does, send him some seeds. I'm sure he would appreciate it. So I hope I'm not stepping on your toes doing seed giveaways here, Joe. I pulled out most of my slicers the other day. Blight too much. Oh, Kiki, no. Not the blight. Oh, no. Oh, no. So I'll be showing this in my video coming out on Sunday. So Sunday, I'm going to be showing a video where I have done some seed saving. So I've gone around to several of the different varieties in the garden. I've done the snapdragons, I've done rose mallow, I have some hollyhocks, 4 o'clocks, I don't know, several different seeds. So I'll just be kind of showing how I harvest them, how I put them in little baggies, and how I'm laying them out on my dehydrator. And I'm also showing my peas. And I kind of had this idea, and I don't know if it's going to be a great idea or a terrible idea, but we will find out. If you've seen my channel, you've seen where I have my tomatoes. They're in the grow bags along the fence. And I prune up quite a ways on the bottom of the stalks to help allow for the airflow and to, let the tomatoes harvest and ripen. And so we're not walking into this, mass of tomatoes along there. And so what I did was I stuck a couple peas in the base of the pots next to the tomato. And I figure, well, I've got all this kind of empty space where the stem is. Maybe I can grow some of the peas up the tomatoes. They can grow together. I looked online. I didn't see anything that says you can't grow tomatoes and you can't grow peas and tomatoes together. It says they're companion. They get along fine. They're not. So we shall see. It'll be nice to, because it does end up looking a little bit bare down there. So we will be trying that. I don't know. Hopefully it works out, and hopefully they don't end up strangling anything. But then my tomato stalks are pretty strong, and I don't necessarily need it to go up the stem of the tomato because the fence is there with the railing. So Rochelle, from talking to people, seeds are supposed to go up 40% next year. We will see. Oh gosh. Well, you know what? And I wouldn't be surprised because the cost of everything is going up, especially, the cost of gas goes up, then the cost of postage goes up, then the cost of absolutely everything goes up when the cost of oil goes up. So I'm not surprised. And I think that's an even better reason to start saving seeds and start swapping seeds and, establishing those seed banks and whatever in your area. Hi, Veggie Farm. Thank you so much for coming. Very nice. So don't forget to hit a thumbs up on the chat as well. I don't know how many thumbs up, I can't talk. Thumbs ups there are. But I do appreciate everyone coming in and joining me. Joe's just saying hi to everybody. So yeah, has anyone like done anything like I'm interested in all of the like, interplanting and companion planting and basically, my philosophy of just kind of shoving everything in because I have limited space. I'm also going to be starting some other seeds. I think some greens. I have some collards. Sorry, not Georgia collards. I have collard baits from a seed swap from last year. So, and I thought I had kohlrabi. I was going to start some more kohlrabi, but I don't have any more kohlrabi seeds. Apparently I used them all, but I did try my kohlrabi and it was very good. It's like a cross between like a mild radish and a cabbage. I just had it raw and I dipped it in some ranch because that is what Courtney's husband said she liked to do. So I thought, you know what, I'll try it. It's easy, but yeah, I definitely think I'm going to be making it into a, coleslaw or something like that, even like cut up and put into stews. I guess is how a lot of people over in I guess it's very common in Poland. In a lot of their dishes they stew it and they put it in soups and whatever. So has anyone here been growing kohlrabi? That's been like the big plant. Like last year everything loofah was really, really big, and then this year it's kohlrabi. Like everyone's growing it, and I started growing it because I got the seeds in a seed swap. Like I was like, all right, I'll try it. And then, yeah, it does taste like broccoli. Yeah, that too, right? The texture too, yeah. And then I think like Baker Creek had one of their free packets last year was kohlrabi. And suddenly everybody, it just exploded. Everyone's like, what is this? How do I grow it? My question is like, whenever I see pictures of it, and I think I saw, was it Lioncrest was like harvesting his, or no, it was Broke. Like, I don't know. I watched so many videos. I can't keep track of who was harvesting what. But it's like, theirs is like on the ground. Like here's the ground and here's their kohlrabi and then they cut it. Mine is like a foot in the air. Like all of a sudden I was thinking, oh, this must not be kohlrabi because it's like growing this long stem. I thought, oh, I must have had the wrong seeds or something. And then it started to bulb up. But like, if you see the video I did of the tour, it's like a foot out of the soil on this like long stick. And then that's where the kohlrabi is starting. So I don't know why everyone else's seems to be in the dirt. And in the picture, it's like just close to the ground. And mine is just, I don't know. It's looking for the sun or something. I have no idea. So let's go back and let's see. I think we have some new comments. Aha, someone went and commented on it. They're trying to get it on. All right. I see what's going on. All right. So we are going to pick another winner. Oh, London Potager Garden. Oh, she's in London. So you have to be in the U.S. I believe she's in London, right? Yep. You have to be in the U.S. in order to win. So I will be picking another winner. Sorry. Margaret Flint. I do not know this person personally. Hopefully they are in they do not have a channel. Okay, well, hopefully I will comment that they won on their comment, and hopefully we will find out. Hopefully they're in the US or Canada. I will write that down. All right, so that is the 5 that I promised to give away, but I might, I got a lot of seeds. I got a lot of these on Snapdragon seeds. I might do a couple more. Nicole, it was your, I told you last year, yep, everyone was getting those Baker Creek kohlrabi seeds, so very nice. Yeah, I was wishing I had some to say. Oh, speaking of seeds going up, I can't remember who was posted. Was it even you, Joe? MI Gardner has like 50% off seeds right now on his website. So there's a code though, and I don't know the code off the top of my head. There's a code, and his seeds are 50% off. And if you buy $12 or more, you get free shipping in the US and Canada. So I had stuff in my cart, and then I clicked the 50% off coupon code, and then it came down to under $12. Now I'm going back in and I'm trying to add stuff up because I would much rather pay for the seeds than paying for postage. So please don't go over there and buy the stuff I wanted, because a lot of the stuff I want on his site is already sold out. But there were a few things in there that I was interested in trying. So has anyone ordered from Am I Gardener? I've never ordered seeds from there. I know Danny from Wicked Awesome Gardening orders seeds from him, and I think she had some good luck. I haven't yet, because yes, the supply is starting to get really low on any of the good stuff. I got to get my order in tonight. I'll do that after my live. I'll put that order in. I tried to do it from my phone earlier, and for some reason my PayPal password was not in there. And like at this point, who knows what on earth my PayPal password is anymore. So I'm going to have to do it on the computer. Hello, Kristen Welton. Thank you so much for joining us. Where are you joining us from? You ordered from, okay. You ordered less. Hi, Kristen. Where are you from? Are you hot? Is it hot where you're at? I know a lot of people are really, really hot. And then there's some people that are kind of hot. And then there's other people that are even hotter. So it has been such a crazy, oh, that's right. Oh, I know. Yeah. I knew the name sounded familiar. I couldn't place you. That's right. She is in Niagara Falls, Canada. She's just south of me. And she actually grew up just north of me, about less than an hour north of where I live now. Yeah, it's hot and humid. Yes. How's Niagara? I miss it. We usually go down there, a few times a year. I like riding our bikes along the Niagara River. It's really pretty. It's really nice. And there's free parking. There's free parking if you park upstream. And then you can ride your bike down around the falls and then back on up. And it's an absolutely beautiful ride. It's a little nerve-wracking. And the first time I did it, my daughter was, I don't know, like 6 or 7 on her bike. And there are parts of it where the path, it's like just like a sidewalk. And there's like a handful of trees, and there's like the Niagara River, and you're not far from the falls, and there's like nothing between you and the water except for a few scraggly trees and some grass. And it's like, I was a little nervous with my daughter on our bike. I don't know. We've all seen the movie Niagara, I think. My husband, he grew up here in Southern Ontario, and he's like, you always had those fears when you were a kid, going over the falls. Something growing up in Shelburne. I miss the country air. I love Niagara. I live 3-minute drive to the river. Oh, nice. The Niagara River is absolutely beautiful. Oh, Charlene, you grew up in Hamilton. Very nice. Where are you now? Because I have met you over in Joe's. I've seen you over in Joe's lives. But you grew up in Hamilton. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. Hamilton's really nice. We go to Burlington Beach a lot. It's nice and close. It's 45-minute drive. And right there on Lake Ontario, and it's usually pretty smooth. You can take out the paddleboard or some floaties or whatever. Southern Ontario is absolutely beautiful where we live. I'm like about an hour's drive to like 3 different Great Lakes. So that's pretty cool. Oh my God, you can hear the falls at night. That is amazing. And that's the thing is, like, if you stay in Niagara Falls and you have your window open, if you're close, you can really hear them. They're absolutely beautiful. Southern Alberta. Okay, very nice. Your daughter lives in Toronto. Well, if you come out to visit her at some point, let us know. And I'm hoping, like everyone, I'm so jealous of everyone in the States doing all these meetups, the YouTube meetups. So I have talked to a few Canadian YouTubers, Nino and Lo, and a few others that I think would be kind of cool if and when Canada Blooms comes back, because every year in March, over March break, in downtown Toronto, they have Canada Blooms at the Expo Center or whatever. I don't know, they keep changing the name of the building. And so it's just like a giant, you missed so much, Broke. Oh my God, so much. Yeah, so they have Canada Blooms. So it's like a giant, like plant expo, and it's also kind of combined with the I think it's like a design house, I can't think what it's called, a house construction, decorating your house trade show type thing. And so yeah, I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to do a YouTube gardening meetup at Canada Blooms in Toronto if it's open. in March. So I think that would be really, really fun. You missed the CNE. You know what? I've never been to the CNE. I have not. I don't know. I grew up in the States, and every August we would go to the home show. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Thank you very much, Rabbit Cat. Home show. Very good. I was close. Yeah, we went to the state fair, right? And it was huge. Like the state fair was huge, and there were giant buildings, and there were shops and loads of booths, and you would get dragged around by my mom and her sisters, and they'd be buying, the latest, mandolin, and getting sucked into all these things. Every year I'd buy one of those, like the styrofoam airplanes that you would throw. And then they had the food, the rides. There was always like the big animal section. Here, we went to the fair, and like I grew up in Salem, Oregon, and at the time it was like under 100,000 people growing up there, right? It's the state capital, but it was fairly small, but it had the state fair, and it was huge. And then I come here to Brampton, and at the time Brampton was around 600,000, so it was much bigger. And so we went to the fall county fair, and it was so small. I was shocked. I was expecting something a lot bigger, but it's because each city here has their own fall fair, which is, they have like the animals and the judging, and there's a few rides. Thank you very much, Angel Crafts. If you win the last seed packet later, I will let you know later. Okay. So thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah. So the horticultural shows at the CNA, I've never actually been to that one. I think they have one like in November. Always thought about going, and then it just, I don't know, sometimes the traffic and dealing with the traffic and parking in Toronto can be a little, and I always end up, I think it's like we're busy with work whenever it comes up. I always think, oh, we should go, and then we're busy with work. And I'm not really into the rides at a lot of these things because, we have the Wonderland Pass, and we can go to Wonderland and actually go on real rides that weren't like installed overnight. So those make me a little bit nervous, right? So yeah, but it's coming to that time of year now, right? Like, I don't know. I have no idea if they're even going to be doing any of the fall fairs this year. I haven't even heard about it. Do you guys have like the fall fair, agricultural fairs in your neck of the woods? I know that the US is a lot more open than we are here in Canada, and doing a lot more events. But yeah, the CNE, which is the Canadian National Expo, which is like the huge, basically giant state fair that happens in Toronto every year, was canceled last year for the first time in, I don't know, something like 80 years. And yeah, I don't think it's not going forward this year. And I don't know if that might be the end of it. I don't know. I know they were losing a lot of money. It was hard to compete with Wonderland and all that. Yeah, fair rides are often sketchy. Yeah. Everything was canceled last year at the scene. Yeah. So I don't know if they'll reinstate it at some point, and maybe, I don't know. It seems a shame because it's like, that whole area down there on the waterfront's absolutely beautiful. It's a great place. They got the parking and everything, and it's just like they can't get like Canada. What's the, oh gosh, my brain's not working today. What is the building down there, like that area? They do like videos and stuff. They do like live concerts. They used to do more there, and then now it's right on the waterfront, right across from the exhibition center. I can't think what it's called, but I believe that's where they had like the CNE, and it's sad to see, so many of those things that have been around for so long, and people's memories, and taking their kids to do. It just they've been canceled the last few years, and then some of it they might not be able to bring it back and go forward with that. Hello, OCD Chick. Thank you so much for coming to the chat tonight. We are talking all about, we were talking all about seeds and seed banks, seed libraries, that kind of thing. If anyone is in the chat tonight and they did not see my previous live where I talk all about seed swaps, and it goes into more like the etiquette and what to expect and how to handle it and deal with it and whatever. Then if you missed it, you can go back and catch all that information over in that live, which is on my channel. And I do have links that I added to that for some spreadsheets. So for like saving seeds, so you can make your seed list, your like seeds that you have to swap and seeds that you want. So your wish list on there, which is something that most seed swapping groups groups will require that you have a list. So you can use my spreadsheet and then just post the link or upload the link if you're doing like a Facebook group. Or you can just kind of see what I've written on there and handwrite it and just take a snapshot of it and put that in with your group, right? So yeah, it is sad. It's sad, Kristen. Hopefully we'll get to see, maybe the bandstand near the gate. Yeah. Hopefully they will like bring, maybe reinvent some of these things like the C&E. I know they were losing money and this and that. Maybe they will find a way to bring it back in a different way that is bigger and better. And, I know it was kind of more geared towards a lot of the young people, and it was mainly like the thing I know about it was mainly sketchy rides and like really like intense junk food, right? Like major junk food, right? Like bacon wrap, dipped donut, ice cream sundae bar things. I don't know. Like they was always outrageous. It was who could come up with the most outrageous fattening idea at the C&E. Just kind of like the state fairs. If you watch, I don't know if you watch that guy who goes around in the States. My brain, good Lord. Fair something, Fair Eats, Good Eats, something like that. Thank you so much, Chatelaine. Thank you for coming. And if you win, I will make sure to let you know. And go enjoy your dinner. It's still early there. Yeah, my brain's fried. We've been getting up all week at 5:30. We had to go work in a town just north of us up in Barrie, and had a bit of a commute with that. And so we're getting up at 5:30 every morning, and it's just like the alarm goes off, and I'm like, no, because it is a little bit darker out now in August, and that means that my bird friend has not been up as early because it's still dark. And normally he wakes me up at 5:30. So Carnival Eats. Yes, I love that show. I swear I was like, I think I gained 5 pounds every time I watch the episode though. And the worst thing is we watch it in bed at night. And then you're laying there and it's like, oh my God. And then you're like, your stomach is growling. And for the past year or so, we've been doing kind of like intermittent fasting. And so it's not like it's anything. Thanks for pronouncing my name right. I only know how to pronounce your name right because the magazine Chatelaine. So had I not been living in Toronto, because I am from the States, I would not have had a clue how to pronounce your name. But it is the French, the magazine. So I do know how to pronounce that. You are welcome. Oh, Wicked Danny, thank you for joining. Wicked Awesome Gardener. You won a pack of seeds earlier. You'll have to watch the replay. So it's very exciting to see your name pop up. But you did. You were one of our 5 winners. So congratulations, Danny. Hopefully your weather there has calmed down a bit. And so we started this intermittent fasting because it's supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to be really good to help your body to process everything. You're supposed to sleep better, look better, all this and that. I have not really noticed any benefits from it. We are not super strict. We were pretty strict in the beginning. We're not super strict now. It's more just I don't want to make dinner. So we usually have, a big lunch, and then if you're hungry after that, you can just, grab some leftovers or a snack. Or I do provide dinner for my daughter if she's hungry, but we've just kind of gotten used to, we have a big breakfast, and then we'll have like a decent sized lunch. And then we just try not to eat anything after, 4 or 5, most days. Tonight, it depends on with work. Like we were getting up so early, and then we had lunch early because we'd had breakfast so early. So then I was hungry tonight. So I did have a little bit of dinner. So, but I ate it around 6. I try not to eat anything later than that. But yeah, it's just mainly more because do you know how much time you have in the evening when you're not making dinner? You're not cooking dinner. You're not prepping dinner. You're not eating dinner. You're not cleaning up dinner. Like all of a sudden, it's like all of this like found time. Like it's amazing. I was like, why do we ever eat dinner? Like this is amazing. So sometimes we'll just have something really, really light. We'll maybe just have some fruit or some, you know, cheese and crackers or something like that if we are hungry, and not like a full meal at dinner time. And I haven't really lost any weight doing it. I haven't noticed any other health benefits with it. I just know that I'm happier because I'm not spending my evenings slaving away in the kitchen. And I do enjoy to cook, but yeah, I also enjoy not cooking. So Danny, I would have been on early, but I had a rehearsal with dinner for my friend's wedding tomorrow. Ooh, very nice. Their wedding's on Friday? Interesting. Smart, smart. Why did we ever? Exactly. I know. It's amazing. Yeah. It is amazing. And I like to cook big. And so it's like I'll make a big lunch. And then if we're lucky, there's at least a portion left over for my daughter for dinner if she gets hungry, and she can go eat that. Or so she'll just make herself something, you know, kind of snacky, or one of her absolute, because if you watch my video, you know that she loves peanut butter and banana. So she will do like a peanut butter and banana. See, sweet spot. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? Why dinner? Why dinner? Why dinner? Who says we have to eat 3 square meals a day, right? I am much happier just doing the 2. Yeah. Joe's back. Joe's back. Nicole. Yep. Big fan of I love leftovers. I think they taste better, and again, you don't have to do anything. I don't understand these people that are like, I don't eat leftovers. It's like, good for you. You get to cook every night. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't mean to make you feel bad, the sweet spot. You got to do what you got to do. And sometimes, you know, the family's hungry. You know, depending on what we're doing, like if we, you know, like if we're working longer hours and we have like a sandwich for lunch and then we come home, a lot of times we are hungry. I am here the entire time just listening and working. Oh, Joe, you're a trooper. You're a trooper. How's Joey doing? He seemed pretty good, in good spirits on Sunday. He did a good job filling in for Reed. It was cute to see him back there taking note. He was doing a good job. Yeah, leftovers. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. And but I always find like we always end up having a lot of leftovers of the stuff that we didn't really like as much. I was hoping to have more leftovers of the green chili. Oh my God. Did you see that recipe? It's so simple, very few basic ingredients, but they come together and they marry, and oh my goodness, it was so savory. It was so, and it was the sauce was just luscious. I ended up throwing in some, boiling some potatoes and throwing it in the next day to kind of stretch it out. But we gobbled that up. It was really, really good. If you eat pork, you have to give that recipe a try. And the peppers that I'm using they're called New Mexico 6. I got the seeds from the dollar store, and there was absolutely no heat. So I was kind of surprised about that, because usually there's a bit of a kick, especially if you have like the Anaheim or the Hatch chili. But yeah, if you're not growing any of those, if you are in a place where you can get Hatch chilies, and even here in Brampton, the Longos will carry Hatch chilies in the fall when they come. And they even roast them. They had like a big roaster out in the parking lot, and they were like fresh roasting the green chilies. I don't think it was last year, but I think the year before. So you don't have to just go to Colorado or New Mexico to get the chilies. You should be able to get them anywhere in the States. You can substitute with an Anaheim. Poblano would be a bit spicier. I think anything like that, though, just roasted and put together. And I'm going to tell you right now that the lard, the beef lard, I think it would still be good without it, but that beef lard, especially as soon as it hit the pan, the smell was amazing, and it just added this really nice level of rich flavor to the dish. And that was lard that I had made off of a brisket that my husband had smoked a while ago, and then I just rendered the fat down for that, and I have been baking with it. It just adds so much flavor. So don't be throwing out your fat. Fat is flavor. Don't be throwing it out. Put it in a pot, simmer it nice low and slow, or you can put it in the oven low and slow. You can probably do it in a slow cooker. I haven't done that. And then just let it render. And then you can just keep it in the fridge. And it's absolutely amazing to bake with. Biscuits, cornbread, anything like that with either your beef or your pork. I've done it with both, and it's amazing. Especially if you don't have bacon on hand and you have a bit of pork lard in your fridge and you're doing up some greens, or green beans or some collards or something like that, and you pan fry it in some pork lard. Oh my goodness, yes. Tortillas. If you're making tortillas, you got to use your lard. It's amazing. Amazing. Joe, we won't know Joey's surgery will start to work until December. Just need to keep him as healthy as possible and keep him laughing. That is so hard. I know. It's so amazing to see, though, that you guys are doing so well and keeping your spirits up, and we are all just rooting for you. And he's a trooper, and keep him laughing. Keep those jelly beans coming, eh, Joe? I am really glad we have not given my daughter the idea of giving me gross, nasty things to eat on camera. That's just she would have way too much fun with that. That, or just bringing in random peppers from the garden and not letting me know which variety they are, if they're hot or not. Because I am growing a few different ones. I am growing it's called Candlelight and Bolivian Rainbow, and then Chinese Ornamental, and they all look kind of similar. And one of them, and I think I can't remember if it's Bolivian Rainbow or Candlelight. One of them is supposed to be no heat, and the other two are supposed to be blazing hot. And so I can never remember which when I'm out there, and so I'm always afraid to try it. So I will have to double check my notes and see which one. Actually, it's in. I have it right here because these are the seeds from Marcia. It will tell me right here. Fat saves lives, sugar kills. It's true. It's true. So skip the sugar and just add fat, healthy fat to everything. Like a tic-tac-toe bar. Oh my goodness. So it's at least it's healing up, right? Oh, Joe. So okay, yes, the Candlelight. If you can see on there. Woo. Oh no. Candlelight, no heat. So yeah, these were the seeds that she sent me. Her and her mom had done a big seed order, and then she sent me a few of each one. So I have the Bolivian Rainbow, which is spicy. Chinese Ornamental, spicy. Candlelight, no spicy. Florida Wild Bird Pepper, none of mine germinated, unfortunately. And the Trinidad Perfume. Oh, that was the other one with no heat. I will have to look at a picture of the Trinidad Perfume because a few of my seeds with my peppers didn't germinate. And some of them, the labels, we had that really bad rain snowstorm, and I had my peppers in soil blocks in a container, and it got too much water in it and they floated around a bit. And I had labeled along the edge with the painting tape. And they were supposed to be in their rows, so I knew which one it was. And then when I came out to drain the water, they were kind of all around and floating. So I have a few mystery peppers, so I will have to check and see. And then I do have the Jamaican hot chocolates, which they are so cute. They're like this big right now, and they're round. They kind of look like a Scotch bonnet, but they're still very, very green. But they're supposed to go like a really nice, deep chocolate brown color. I have a ton of cayenne coming, and then there was Scotch bonnet, and then there was a surprise. I love this one. Surprise, most likely Scotch bonnet. So I did start a little bit of everything, so I have some mystery seeds. So I ended up planting some of those over at my neighbor's. We kind of have been helping take care of her yard. Jamaicans are not as hot. Okay. I did not know that. You have those. Okay. So they're not as hot as Scotch bonnet. Scotch bonnet are hotter, I'm assuming. So yeah, I don't know, when I'm looking at the spice level of which ones are supposed to be the hottest. From what I've seen, the Guatemala are supposed to be spicy, fairly spicy, and I'm finding them fairly mild. I don't know. Put that on your list of seeds you might want to swap, Kiki. Yeah, I think they look really cool. So my friend Marcia that I got the seeds from, she sent me a picture of hers, and hers is already chocolating. It's already, or one of hers is already turning brown, but mine is not. But she had trouble getting her Bolivian rainbows to germinate, and I have 2 that have germinated. So it'll be interesting to see what those are like. I've never heard of any of these peppers. I mean, I've heard of like New Mexico 6 was a different variety. I've heard of cayenne. And I think the Chinese ornamental, but some of the other ones, and the Buena Mulata I hadn't heard of or seen until I saw it in the Baker Creek catalog last year, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. They're so pretty. They are so pretty. So they start out like dark purple, and then they fade to like this kind of gross, like pale, ghosty, flesh tony color, and then they go to like yellow and then orange into red. So they're really pretty at the start, and then they're kind of like creepy for a little bit, and then they get pretty again. All of a sudden I saw them that color, and I was like, why are they that color? That's so creepy. And then thankfully Lion Crest was like, oh yeah, they do that. They look that way before they start to go yellow and orange. So many. I hadn't planned on doing that many peppers, I'll be honest, because I had the Buena Mulata, I had the New Mexico 6 that I bought, and I knew I wanted like jalapenos, which I didn't get any seeds from, so I ended up buying 2 plants off of a guy off of Facebook Marketplace. And I got a bell pepper off of him too, because I was like, oh, I don't know what to have in the way of sweet. Oh, and then I did have the Azulio. It's called a thin skin Italian pepper that has a little bit of heat. So I was like, yeah, I'm stocked. I have enough. I've got peppers or whatever. I'm good. And then my friend March was like, hey, you want to do a seed swap? And I was like, all right, what do you have? And she goes, I have peppers. I'm like, I got a lot of peppers. And then I saw her list, and I was like, oh, well, I don't have any of those peppers. I've never tried any of those peppers. So I thought that was kind of exciting. And peppers, I find like you can cram them in, right? Like some of my I have the big black containers, and I have like 3 or 4 peppers in each plant, in each pot. And then like out in the garden, I've crammed them in, right? So they don't take up nearly the room that tomatoes do. And they're way less maintenance. They are so much easier to grow than tomatoes. They're less drama queens. You stake them the one time, and then they keep producing, and they just keep going, right? So what's your favorite pepper? Do you like hot peppers? Do you like sweet peppers? What is your favorite pepper, either that you're growing this year or that you've grown in the past? I would have to say so far this year, I'm going to have to go with the New Mexico 6, just because that dish was amazing. But I am a huge fan of just like the jalapenos. I love jalapenos. I love cowboy candy. Making that and putting that on a burger. So good. And honestly, I don't always wait for like my own harvest or whatever. I can just go to the Asian market and buy like a giant container of jalapenos, and I'll just, process those or whatever. Hot peppers. And how do you like to eat your hot peppers? Do you like it as sauce? Like, do you make a hot sauce with it? Or do you like stir fry it, chop it up and throw it in your stuff in marinades? Jalapenos. I like jalapenos. You can't go wrong. Like, put them in cream cheese, stuff it, make poppers, slice it up and throw it in your fajitas or whatever. Jalapenos are just really like, they got a bit of a kick, but they're not too hot, and they just kind of go with everything. They're so good. The Alicia pepper is sweet, juicy, and thick-skinned sweet pepper. I've seen so many people growing those this year, and I think they are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Although that's not what I have on my MI Gardener list. On my MI Gardener list, I have, let me see what it is. I'll show you. It's in my cart. I can't remember which one I picked. It's like the round hot peppers. I think you can buy them here at the grocery store. They have them like marinated and stuffed, and they're very expensive. And here, let me see. I can add it to the stream. Okay, so here, yeah, this one here, the large hot red. So I think I'm gonna try this one, because I don't have enough peppers. So next year, I don't know why the picture's not loading, but it is known as the cherry bomb. It's round, and I've seen people being, I don't know why it's not showing the picture. Show us the picture. That's weird. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try that one next year, and then I will see which other ones. Because he also had the habanada, which I think is kind of an interesting idea because my daughter, she can't really take a ton of heat. She can take a bit, like she likes samosas and she'll eat like that spicy Korean spicy ramen. So here, yes, this is what they're supposed to look like. Let's see if we can get the picture show up now. And well, this is the one I'm talking about. So I've seen them before, I think at Costco a few times, and at our local grocery store in like the hot food counter, they have like marinated stuff in there, olives and whatever. And they will have these, and they are stuffed with, I don't know, some kind of a cheese or whatever. And then they're kind of like in a sauce, like marinated or pickled or whatever. And they're spicy and they're absolutely delicious. They're so good. Tinog is growing the Lycia pepper. Yes, that must be, I think, where I saw it. She was talking about it. Yeah. The hot cherry. Have you grown the hot cherry before, Joe? Is it a good choice? They're very easy to grow. Yay. I find like germinating peppers can be a pain in the butt. I like some of my hot peppers. Oh my goodness. I had some because I had quite a few seeds that I'd gotten in seed swaps that did not germinate. My poblanos, nothing. So I had quite a few that did not germinate. I find once they germinate, I have no problem with them. I have no problem growing the peppers once they germinate. I prune them back, and they grow. They do really, really well. They're easy. Fertilize them once a week. I keep them well watered, and peppers I find are super, super easy. Probably the easiest vegetable to grow. Outside of maybe basil or whatever, right? Like, but that's an herb. So I had those. I had a clip in today's video, but I think I cut it out. Oh no! Pop it back in. Do it as shorts. Do it as a short so I can see the red cherry. And have you eaten them? I am growing them from seed I saved last year. Very nice. Peppers are deep. Well, I find pepper seeds, just the germination part for me is tricky. And then after that, I'm okay. I find tomatoes the opposite. Tomatoes are super easy to start, to germinate. They grow great as little seedlings, and then they can be kind of temperamental. I would rather grow habaneros, but the hot cherry are very prolific and grows a healthy plant, great for beginning hot pepper growers. Very nice. I like prolific. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do take a while to get started, and they like heat, right? Hi, Stacy. Welcome from Jamaica. Stacy is down in Jamaica. Stacy, we're talking about hot peppers. Yes, right, Joe. I use them to make my seasonings. I love the flavor. Very nice. Yeah, I'm not sure how hot some of these are going to end up being. I'll probably give them to my neighbor to test for me. She's from Trinidad, and she makes the spice. Like, I grew up on the West Coast, right? So I grew up eating a lot of Mexican food, a lot of, hot sauces. I've had a lot of hot, Asian food here in Brampton. We have a ton of, Indian restaurants, and a lot of, I have a lot of neighbors that are from all different ethnic backgrounds, and they make all kinds of spicy food. I have neighbors that are Jamaican. I have neighbors that are Indian. I have neighbors that are Portuguese, and all, everyone, they're like, oh, this is careful. It's spicy. It's spicy. I don't worry. Oh, Guyanese, I don't worry. The only person when they say careful, it's spicy, is my neighbor. And when she says careful, it's spicy, like, she is not kidding. She cooks the spiciest food I've ever had. And it is absolutely delicious, but I get the hiccups. And so that gets a little embarrassing and awkward. Good flavor. Yeah. I used to like it, just like the challenge of eating something super hot, like, is how hot can I take it? Now that I've gotten older and smarter, I like to have a nice flavor. Like, I like there to be heat. I can take a lot of heat. I can take a lot of spice. But it has to taste good too. I'm not there just to like blow my brains out with the spice, right? Melting pot. We have an amazing melting pot. Brampton is one of the largest growing cities in Canada, in the GTA. And I would say even like our section of the neighborhood, like our street, probably has some of the most diverse, it's probably one of the most diverse streets in Canada. It could be anywhere in the world. Like, it is absolutely incredible, the variety of people we have living on our street. I can just go down the block. We're in townhouses on this side, and first house, they're Jamaican. The next house over, they are Guyanese, and her husband is from Somalia. The next house over, they are Indian. Next house over, they are from Nicaragua. Their neighbor, she is Polish. Our neighbor right next door on this side, he is from Trinidad. Our neighbor on that side is also from, and he made me some hot sauce. He gave me a jar of his hot sauce. Yeah, these Trinidadian people, they know spice. She's from Trinidad as well. Her husband is, his family is from Maltese origins. Next family over, Portuguese. Next family Indian. Next family Guyanese. Next family African. They are from, I can't remember exactly if they're from Nigeria or Ghana. I know one of them, and across the street, the lady is from Ghana. We have a lot of neighbors that are from, actually quite a few from Guyana. We have quite a few from Jamaica on the street. We have a lovely lady down the street who is from St. Martin. We have time for a block party. Oh, Saturday. Saturday's the block party, Joe. Saturday is the block party, and the lady from St. Martin, her husband is a DJ. A couple weeks ago, we had a streetish party down the street. We had some food. They invited us down, and they had a guy there playing the pans. Actually, our neighbor right next door, he actually makes and sells steel drums. That is what he does for a living. So sometimes you'll hear him over there, ping, 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 tuning them up. Yeah, so there's always music on the street. There's always, the smells. Oh my goodness. Some days I'm so hungry. And fortunately, like we've been here 17, I've been here 18 years in this place. And when we first started, like they were, like my husband bought brand new in this townhouse section. So the first, like we're on, like successions of people that have moved out and come back in. But the first group of people that bought here on the street were young families. It was their first house. They had small kids, so they were outside. Everyone was new to the neighborhood because it was a brand new neighborhood. And so everyone was just kind of like, hey, how are you? And as opposed to like if you move into kind of an established older neighborhood where everyone already kind of knows everybody else and there's already kind of some cliques going on, and the kids have all moved up. So here we got to know everybody really, really well. Everyone was excited to meet each other. We used to do a lot of holidays together. We would do Thanksgiving every year together. Like it's a huge group. We would all get together. We celebrate birthdays together. We have parties together. We go on trips together. Like we have a group of about 10 families that we used to do a lot of things together. Of course, the last few years, it hasn't done that. Oh, thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, it's a really nice a mix. My daughter, her best friends down at the end of the street, they are Vietnamese. Well, her mom is Vietnamese, her dad is Cantonese, and so all of the children speak both. So, there's this little 6-year-old running around, and she speaks Cantonese, Vietnamese, and English, which I think is pretty amazing. So hopefully my daughter is learning some stuff. Her other good friends, one is Indian, and the other is half Jamaican. And, she's just growing up in such an amazing environment that, with the opportunity of just experiencing, so much food and cultures, music, all of that. Like, it's just really been amazing for her. And to her, she, it's just normal, right? Like she doesn't realize how lucky she is. I can walk from my house. I can walk and I can go and I can get samosas and I can go get patties and I can go get doubles. And the only thing is we don't have Mexican food. I think there's one Mexican restaurant downtown Brampton, and it closed down. And then there's a new one in its place, but we haven't been really eating out a lot. When I moved here, they had Taco Bell. And nobody knew the difference between an enchilada and a burrito or quesadilla. They had no idea if it wasn't, the bean burrito or the 7-layer burrito or fries supreme. Oh my God, Taco Bell here has fries supreme because apparently in Canada, we love fries and we put everything and anything on fries and call it a meal. So, so fries supreme is basically nachos on top of, but it's French fries instead of the chips. It's really good. It's actually really, really good. So it's like a Mexican Putin. But does everyone have a small garden? No. No. I have my garden. There's a handful of neighbors that are growing a few things. I give away, a lot of tomato plants to a lot of my friends and the neighbors. But there's not very many people that are really gardening on my street and in my area, unfortunately. Most people along here, it's, both, two people, two income households, people are working, small kids. A lot of them just don't really have the time or the interest. But there are a few. One of my friends down the end of the street, they're Jamaican, and her husband, he has this amazing garden in the back. So they actually bought a few of my seedlings this spring. Some tomatoes and some greens, some mustards and stuff like that I had been growing, and some peppers. And I saw like he had like garlic going, he had corn going, like he has a ton of stuff. And their yard's the same size as mine, right? Because they're on the same side with the hill and whatever. So yeah, there's not a ton of people here gardening. Like I am trying to encourage people by, any of my neighbors, like I give away, a couple free plants every spring. Like I've always done that. And, tomatoes, some herbs, whatever. I do have neighbors on this side, 3 houses over, and they're from Nicaragua, and she has she's got a lovely little garden in the back there. She's growing some squash and some zucchinis and tomatoes, and she's got a nice little garden. But again, the majority, I would say, are not really gardening. Thankfully, the lady across the street with the big crabapple tree does not do anything with her crab apples, so I will go knock on the door again and be like, hey, do you mind if I take some crab apples again? And I will make up another big batch of crab apple jelly, and I will bring her some, a couple jars of it this year as a thank you for letting me eat her crab apples. But she has a really nice big tree. It's right across the street from us. But yeah, she doesn't, like I offered, she was out mowing her lawn in the spring, and I said, I have some tomato seedlings. Are you interested? And she was like, nope. So I had a few people that this year they were just like, no, they weren't interested. Even the ones that had taken it in previous years. So I don't know. I can't, force people to take my plants. So you have one neighbor that gardens. Yeah. I mean, it would be nice. It's nice to just be out there and to talk to people that are gardening and to share things, this and that. But, you can't force it on people if they have other ththings. And it is a commitment. Like it is a big commitment. Like this week, getting up so early in the mornings before work, just, getting the pots watered before you leave is one thing, but the garden in the back, like I went up on the hill just before I came in on the live, and I was like, oh my goodness, these zinnias are like, just a couple of days without any watering because of the hill. Any water that we get just runs right down. So I do have to water fairly often in the back if we haven't been getting a ton of rain. Hello, Farm and HVAC. How are you? I thought of you on today. We were on the job, and the HVAC guys were supposed to come, but we were sanding today. So my husband said, can they come tomorrow? And I said, hey, it made me think of Farm and HVAC. So thank you so much for coming. How does another seed giveaway sound? Let's see if I can find that link again. Okay, here we go. YouTube random winner. Here we go. Oh, should I check and see? Oh, here we go. Ready? Bum, 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 bum. She already won. Oh my goodness, Renee, it's her lucky winner tonight. Nope, we're going to do another draw. We're going to do another one. Douglas Brown. Congratulations. All right, Douglas Brown. Hopefully he is in the US or Canada, because I don't know exactly what the rules are for sending stuff out. I wish my wife could, but she's allergic to bees and tomatoes. Oh, like tomatoes, like contact allergy with tomatoes, or just eating them? Because I don't. Oh, I'm allergic to lavender, so I don't grow any lavender. It makes me sneeze when I smell it, and I get a rash when I touch it, like lotions or soaps or anything like that. So I avoid lavender. I don't grow it in my garden, but it's a lot easier to avoid lavender than it would be to avoid tomatoes. So that's too bad. But yeah, bees. We've got a lot of bees this year. Like I cannot get over how many bees I see in the garden every day. Like just out eating them, but tons of insects. So she just stays in the pool. Smart. Smart. That's where my daughter would be. That's where my daughter would be. She still curses the fact that we have such a steep hill in the backyard and that we can't put in a pool. I mean, we used to have like the little kiddie pools for her, but you know, she's too big for those now. So she would be in the pool every day if we were able to have one. So at that street party-ish, it wasn't officially a street party, but big party they had down the street. We went and they're across the street and they're an end house on the end of the corner of the block. And so they have like a nice big flat square backyard and it is empty. Like there is nothing in it, just grass and a small patio. And they had just like redid the fence this summer. And my daughter was in there and she's like looking around and she's like, oh my goodness. She's like, why isn't our backyard like this? She's like, we could have a pool. And then she was designing it. She's like, oh, they could put a pool here. And then you could put a few raised beds there. And then you could do like a water fountain coming down below. So I felt like telling them, if you have any, if you need any ideas for the backyard, my daughter is willing to plan it for you. And she's also willing to come over and swim in the pool for you. Bees have been doing their things this season. They are all over the place. And I can't believe how close the big bumblebees let me get with the camera. Like I was using my GoPro, so it's like it has such a wide screen that I am literally like maybe 2 inches from the bees, and they're just like bzzz, doing their thing. They could care less that I'm there. They're so busy. And I caught one. Oh, I wish I had my camera. I didn't have it with me, and I was like, I don't want to bother him. I caught a bee sleeping. Fell sound asleep. It was in the evening. I was out and on my straw flower. He's just sound asleep on there because I kind of bumped it. I was actually cutting some of the straw flowers to do a bouquet with, and I saw him. I was like, oh my goodness. And I'd been bouncing the whole thing around. He didn't even budge. He was just exhausted. They have been really, really busy. Just sweet spot. I'm allergic to tomatoes too, but I keep trying. I eat foods that include them twice a month at least. So like allergic as in like upset stomach, so I guess you could say you're like micro dosing with tomatoes. My husband's aunt did that with milk. So she was allergic to dairy her entire life and just really had a hard time eating it. And then the doctor told her to try adding in just small amounts every day and then kind of building up. And so she did that. And so she's much better with it. I'm not recommending that as a course of action for allergies. I'm just saying that was what her doctor had recommended because it was not like an anaphylactic reaction or anything, right? Oh, I want to share this with you. I'm going to see if I can find it. So a friend of mine on Facebook from the gardening board posted this article. And I thought it was really interesting because I don't know. I find a lot of people on, not so much like in the YouTube gardening world. I get spoiled taking allergy shots. Microdosing doesn't work. I'm still allergic, but I try it all. I'm sorry. That would be really hard to be allergic to tomatoes. They're in everything, right? But I find a lot of people over on the gardening boards on Facebook for some reason. Are kind of anti-flower. They act like, oh, well, if you're not growing just vegetables, there's no point, and you're wasting time, and you're wasting ground, and you could be growing food, and yada, yada, yada. And so, of course, I always have to be like, well, veggies like flowers. They bring in pollinators. They bring in beneficial insects. They bring in, all of this. So, but some people, they get really self-righteous about it. So anyways, I'm trying to find this article. If I find it, I'll post it in the link down below. He just posted it the other day. It must have been in like the Canadian gardening group or Ontario gardeners. I can't remember. But it was about this study that was done on pollinators and bees and how the majority of them, the benefit of the impact of home gardens over, say, like nature preserves, natural flowers, I want to say swampland, but just like I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. This is what happens when you get up too early every morning. Kind of like natural spaces or whatever. So I don't know. I thought that was very, oh, here it is. Here it is. Aha, I found the article. I'm going to have to try and link it in here. Let's see. Copy link, post. There we go. So that's, oh, that is enormous. Oh, I broke it up into 2 separate links. I've never seen it do that. I don't think that's going to work for you then. Let's see if we can't pop it over into this and get it up on this screen, the article. Oh, because it's a link from his thing. Okay. Yeah, that's a major fail. And I can't get the website. I can't get it to load on there. It's from the Anthropocenemagazine.org. I have never heard of this before. But the comment, I'll just read what he says about it. It says, although urban and farmland landscapes had much higher numbers of non-native plants than nature preserves, the team found that the 3 landscapes produced similar amounts of nectar. Among the urban sources of nectar, there were much more diverse compared to both farmland or natural preserved sources. 85% was attributed to gardens. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing, right? So like bring on the gardens. Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me click the link from his Facebook website. So if anyone, yeah, technical issues here. So if anyone is interested in that, I can try and I can attempt posting the link down below. Actually, let me just try typing it in. I don't know. There we go. I found the actual website. And I don't know if I'll find that one, but so here's the actual website. So yeah, very cool. I was like, yeah, go gardeners. I will attempt that, Kiki. I will attempt that. This is my first time ever actually like sharing my screen and showing the websites and the links. So I'm actually quite pleased with how I had been doing previously, but this was just a last minute thing. So I'm not sure where to really search the website. There we go. I'll see if I can find his actual trailblazers, pollinators. Let's see, let's search pollinators. So you know what? Bring on those flowers. Grow whatever you want. Don't let people guilt you into thinking you have to, you know, growing food is great, but if you want to grow some flowers, you grow your flowers. Here we go. Oh my goodness. It's working. It's working. Yay. Here's the article. And there is our little bee friend. And it's about urban gardening, having a big role in pollinators. No, we're not going to sign up right now. So yeah, bringing pollinators back. Look at that right there. Within 83% of nectar producing plants were non-native. I know a lot of people are out there saying, oh, you got to plant native plants because you got to plant them for the bees. They want the natives and whatever. But apparently, like me, they like to mix it up. So the bees don't mind. Oh, why is Kiki on the screen? I forgot that I can be clicking comments. Yes, I love my flowers. I do too. They bring me so much joy. Although I'm very upset, I'm running into the exact same problems I had last year with my flowers. And that is I have a ton of flowers and they're beautiful. But when I go to make a bouquet, I have no filler. And I purposely planted or attempted to plant filler greens this year. And they are so tiny. They are not doing, they're not doing anything compared to the flowers. So I'm in the same boat. So I'm really, really hoping that like my amaranth, I know I have a bit of amaranth I can cut. That'll be nice into a bouquet. But like my dill has already gone to seed. My cilantro has already gone to seed. My parsley, some of that was eaten by some lovely swallowtail butterflies. Thank you very much. But my my hibiscus that I'm growing for the green, it's so tiny. I'm growing the cranberry hibiscus, which is similar to the mahogany splendor hibiscus, but I noticed I think Nicole on Flower Hill Farm was doing the mahogany splendor, and hers are a much more of a cut leaf look. So mine looks more like a maple leaf, like it's kind of got nice big fat leaves. It's still very pretty. It's a dark red color, but the mahogany one, it has more of a cut leaf, so it looks like a lace leaf, like a Japanese lace leaf or cut leaf maple, which is really what I wanted. Could not get the seeds anywhere. Everyone was sold out. And then I can't remember if it was Seed Savers Exchange. One of those had the cranberry hibiscus, and it's very similar. So I'm trying that this year. The seeds started great. It's doing all right. I just think it needs more sun than some of the areas I planted it in. You use gardenia. Of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah. If I had a gardenia, do you know how big my gardenia would be? It would be in a very tiny pot because I have to bring it in over winter. Actually, got my neighbor's a gardenia last year when his father passed away. Normally, every time we have a tragedy on the street, like I said, there's a group of us neighbors. I usually kind of do a little collection, and I go and I get a nice big flower bouquet, a card saying from your neighbors and whatever. But then last year, because of COVID, everything was shut down. Nothing was really open. So I ended up going to the garden center and got him a gardenia and a bougainvillea. So they were a bit pricier than normal. It was something that you wouldn't like normally buy yourself. I didn't want to just get like a regular hanging basket or whatever. And I was like, make sure you bring it in over winter. And his wife works for a family that has like a nice big solarium type room with like an indoor pool or whatever. And so she said that she was just going to overwinter it there. So hopefully they were able to overwinter it there. And I don't know, like I haven't seen it outside. I don't know how they survived, but I hope they did. I hope they really did. So anyways, I would just like, oh, you know what? Let's do another seed giveaway. One more. We'll do one more. I have to make sure I remember to write this all down. All right. And hopefully this person, if they're not in the group, you have to be in the group right now. I don't even know who's in the group. How do I tell who's in the group? All right. If you're not in the group, say your name and we will just, come on. We're going to pick another winner. You got to be in the group live right now to win this one. Oh my goodness. You already won. Enough already. Oh, Life is Messy. She is not in here tonight. Are you in here? Life is Messy. Isn't there like a list like you can see who's in the chat, in the group? The sweet spot is looking. Guests? No, I can't see. She's not in here. I haven't seen her tonight, so we're gonna try another one. We gotta get someone that's in here. Oh my goodness! Enough already. Like, how does that happen? I noticed that happens on Joe's. Like, someone, if you've been lucky, oh my gosh. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I guess it truly is random. Seriously, buddy? You need to go buy a lottery ticket. Kiki! Yay! All right, Kiki. You are going to get a chance to grow some snaps. You are going to get to grow some snaps tonight. Well, not tonight, but you won tonight. So I'm putting you down. All right. And you know what, guys? I thank you so much for coming and for sticking around and hanging out. And, oh, that was a little Canadian there, wasn't it? Out. Sticking out. I notice it. Like, I know people kind of comment on the Canadian accent every once in a while. And sometimes I'll hear it as it comes out of my mouth. Out. I think out is the word. Oot and a boot. But it's not like the typical oot and a boot, like when they make fun of Canadian accents. But there definitely is they do weird things with their vowels here occasionally. Congratulations, Kiki. Yay. So I will be dropping those in the. I gotta go to the post office tomorrow and get some U.S. stamps. Apparently, so that's another thing. Stamps. Get your stamps if you're going to be doing your seed swaps, right? So that you're not like stuck. Oh, I gotta go buy. You can buy stamps. Well, I can't buy U.S. stamps there, but I can buy like a roll of stamps at Costco. And that is the best price that you will find on your stamps. So you can buy the rolls at Costco. So it does add up, right? I heard it when you said garlic earlier. You heard, I don't know what she's talking about. What's she talking about? Oh, garlic. Oh, you heard the accent, garlic. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I grew up on the West Coast in the States, and there's basically no regional accent there at all. And like if you hear Laura on Garden Answer talking, like that's, when she, I know some people say that she mispronounces words, but the way she pronounces words is the same way I grew up pronouncing a lot of words. So it's similar. It has technically no regional accent, unlike other parts of the US. And then I was in Florida for a few years, and unfortunately, I kind of tend to pick up accents, whoever I'm hanging out with. We have some neighbors up the street who are from Newfoundland. And if you have ever heard a Newfoundland accent, it is very, it's like Irish-ish. Like their heritage is a lot of Irish people. I've spent over $2,000 so far in postage. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, Joe. Wow. That's why you guys, if you have extra seeds, send them to Joe. Help him cover some of the costs of some of the stuff he's doing, because it's a great night. I have gained so many friends from being over in Joe's lives, and it's a lot of fun. And it's I like just like all the variety of the seeds that you have available, and the dwarf tomatoes. That's what I'm like every time I want to win. I want more dwarf tomatoes. This is my first year ever growing dwarf tomatoes. And I love it. I love that you can start them in January or February. They start fruiting earlier, and you can just keep them in a pot on the deck. And Gizmo is absolutely loving it. You try to talk so slow because your accent. See, that's the thing, is I talk fast. And I know Laura complains, she gets in trouble for talking too fast on her channel too. I do try to slow it down for the videos. On my lives, like if I'm just talking, I just talk. And I will pick up accents. So yeah, like I was saying, if you've ever heard a Newfoundland accent, if you have not, when you get off my YouTube live right now, just type in Newfoundland accent into YouTube, and not only is it a very, very strong accent, but they also have a complete dialect. Like it is officially a dialect here in Canada, and they have expressions, they have sayings that like if you don't know, like if you greet someone, we would say, "Oh, how are you doing?" And they would say, "Hey, what are you at? What are you at?" Which is, "What are you at?" Or "What are you doing? How are you?" It's "What are you at? What are you at? What's up, bye?" And then bye, B-Y-E, kind of bye is like boy, person. That's just how they greet people. So it's a very strong accent, and we have several neighbors that have it. I remember when I moved here, I had no idea what anyone was saying. I was like, "Is this what?" Now I understand it. I've heard it so much, but it's funny because my husband can sometimes I'll be home, and we'll be talking or whatever, and he's like, "Were you down at so and so's house tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" It's like because you got the accent. So I do kind of pick up the accents sometimes, but yeah, the Canadian one, every once in a while I'll hear certain vowels, certain words that I pronounce, or that my husband will say something, and I'll be like, "Really? Wow, that's pretty strong." So I love different accents. I find it interesting. I like listening to different people's ways of speaking, and I like your accent, a sweet spot. But I have lived, all over the U.S., so I am a little bit better at listening at certain accents than others, for sure. But anyways, I am beat. It was a long week. I am tired, and I am ready for bed, and I'm sure you all are too. So yeah, if you want to go read that article, I will put the link in the description here as soon as I'm done. And go look up some, Newfie accents. It's a hoot. Anyway, so thank you again. congratulations to all of the winners. Make sure you send me an email to my email, bramptongardener@gmail.com. Send me your address, and I will get those seeds in the mail as soon as I get some U.S. stamps, which will hopefully be tomorrow. Living where you do. I cannot wait to see what you sound like next year. Well, you know what? Okay, quick story. So when I was 20, yeah, I think I was 20, I went with my parents on a trip to New Zealand and Australia. And we were in a tour group. And so there was like a whole bus group. And there were quite a few young ones my age that I was hanging out with. And they were all from the South. So they were from, I think there was a family from Georgia, and then there were two from like Kentucky. And so by the time we get to New Zealand, I've got this like raging Southern accent going on. And then we get into New Zealand, and then everyone, they've got a bit of an accent down there, and they're talking like this, and they're offering, your drinks and your fish and chips. And then you go to, Australia, and they're talking a bit more like this. And we were out to dinner one night, and this one person comes up to me, and they're like, "Where are you from?" Every sentence you have a different accent. And I'm like, I stopped and I was thinking, I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to sound anymore. I don't know how I'm supposed to talk, because I haven't heard, my like American accent in so long. We met a little boy there, and he came up to us, and he was so cute. And we were talking, he was about 6 or 7. He's like, "Oh, mommy, they talk like they do in the movies." So it was funny. It was like the first time, that I've ever been, considered as having an accent. Right. So that was cute. That was fun. I love hearing everybody's accents, and I do not mean to pick it up. And I'm not saying I'm good at accents. I just do pick up a little bit of a twang here and there. And I don't mean anything or impersonate anyone. I'm not trying to be rude or insulting. It just kind of happens. And a lot of times I don't even notice that I'm doing it. So I do try, and I'll be like, I can hear it in my head sometimes, people's voices when I watch, if I see something on YouTube and then I see them commenting over on Facebook or whatever, and I can hear like their accent, I can hear their in my head, and I'm always like, oh gosh, I hope I don't respond to them and like they think that I'm like, mocking them or anything, picking up the different accents. Another one that's funny is I know you're probably familiar with like Canadian Outdoors. He's got a pretty typical Canadian accent, and it's funny because I don't notice it when I'm talking to people in person, like here on the street or whatever. This is how people talk. But when I hear Canadians on YouTube, and I don't know if it's just because I got really blurry. I don't know if it's just the sound quality is a little bit different, or because you're listening in a different way. But I will pick up on the Canadian accent there. And it was funny because one night he was on a live with Broke or something, and he was just talking, and I turned to my husband, I was like, could he be any more Canadian? And then he picks up a cup of Timmy's, he starts drinking Tim Hortons coffee. I was just laughing. I was like, yep. So anyways, okay, I am leaving. Good night. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you. Congratulations to all the winners. And if you missed my previous live talking about the seed swaps, then go on over there. If you are, I forgot to mention this earlier. If you are a Canadian YouTuber, a YouTube gardener, and you are interested in doing a YouTube seed swap, I have a Facebook group for YouTube gardener seed swappers. So once we start getting our seeds in, we will be kind of starting up on the swaps. So send me an email and I will send you the link for that too if you have a YouTube channel. I think it's sweet. I always laugh so hard when people pick up my Texas expressions. Nicole, I love the movie Strange Brew. That's what I think of when I think of Canadian accents. Hey, hoser. Yeah, yep. Actually, another movie, it was funny because I watched Canadian Bacon. I don't know if you've seen that one. Canadian Bacon. It's about, it takes place in like Buffalo, New York, and they're convinced that, the Canadians are going to be, invading the U.S. John Candy, Rhea Perlman. It's funny, and it's funny because I watched it before I moved to Canada, and I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. Like they're trying to pretend to be Canadian undercover, and so they're wearing like they get this truck. they're Canadian undercover, so they're wearing like all this Canadian gear, right? Like they got t-shirts on, they got hats on, it's got the maple leaves or whatever, and they're like, yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we're Canadian, eh? Canadian, eh? And I remember watching it thinking, oh my God, like, oh my God, Canadians truly wear maple leaf stuff all the time, everywhere. Like, watching that movie after having lived in Canada, I was just laughing because what I thought were like silly stereotypes, it's like, it's so true. And then it's like, well, John Candy was Canadian, I think, right? So anyways, it's funny. That's a funny movie. Yes, Canadian Bacon. It's a great movie. And Strange Brew. Yeah, no point steering, no. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm going to bed. Good night. Love you all. Mwah!